Living in St. Louis, we all know what summer brings. Heat, Gina said it earlier, humidity, mosquitoes, but we adapt. I've adapted, for the most part. But there is one thing that I refuse to adapt to, and that is the utter, complete destruction of my lawn by moles. These little, tiny, subterranean bulldozers have had their way for far, far too long. But no more. No, sir. I have the ultimate solution. The time-tested, perfect, satisfying solution to eradicate moles once and forever. And when you hear the solution that I've come up with, you will want to hear more. You are going to want to hear what this is all about. But I think the place to start is, let's sort of do a review of all the different gimmicks and gadgets and products that we have been bamboozled by at hardware stores across the city and county. I brought a selection with me. The first one is the Victor mole trap. I think this is probably the most common. I think you've seen this on lawns across the county.
Be careful.
I will. I've practiced. You set the trap, and the mole is supposed to come through, trip this lever, the spikes go down into the mole. A mole guillotine of sorts. It looks like it would work. I bought 5 of these Victor mole traps thinking that it would work. It does not work. At least it has not worked for me. I've talked to neighbors that I see these traps. It has not worked for them.
Didn't work for me either.
Does not work for Howard either. So, in the final analysis, the Victor mole trap is about as worthless as the American dollar in Europe. So I moved on with my research to see what else is out there.
Done that?
Option number 2 is pellets. Basically, it's a poison peanut. And the object here is to take a handful of these pellets, preferably, I think, with rubber gloves so that the moles do not detect your scent. And you place these pellets into the track where the mole has dug its tunnel. And over time, they are supposed to eat the pellets and, I guess, die. Well, I don't know what these pellets are killing, but they're not killing the moles. So once again, another worthless solution. This, I don't know if you've heard of this thing, the stick of chewing gum. This is, to me, is like one of those solutions that Jerry the gardener on PBS, the guy with all the potions and different gardening tricks. This is that type of gimmick where apparently if you chew up a piece of gum, stick it into the track where the mole runs, they are attracted to the gum, they eat the gum, and it screws up their digestive system, and then they're supposed to die. Well, I don't know about you, I don't want to eat someone else's gum, and apparently the mole does not either. All right, now this is just a solar light. You're saying, well, what does a solar light have to do with killing moles? Nothing. But there is a device out there that's sort of like a frequency emitter, and it looks like this. So for visual aids, I've brought solar light. But this contraption, you're supposed to put this in the ground and maybe space it every 20, 30 yards. And it is supposed to emit a frequency that annoys the heck out of the moles, and they're supposed to scurry away from your lawn into someone else's. But these things each cost about $15 to $20. And since the other 3 gimmick contraptions didn't work, I sure wasn't going to invest another $15, $20 in this in hopes that it would may or may not work.
They don't work.
They don't work, see? I'm glad now that I didn't invest the $15, $20. Now there's 2 other things that I've seen, and I didn't bring it along as a visual aid. There's the gas, it looked like a Roman candle, and you light this, and you stick it into the hole, and it's supposed to fill up the hole with this noxious gas and kill the mole. Well, it emitted a lot of gas, but again, no death to the mole. I think the moles are probably at the other end of the yard, laughing at me as there's Roman candles going off at the other end of the yard. And then the last one that I saw was taking your car, taking a long tube and hooking it to the tailpipe of your car, running that into the ground, starting your car, and gassing them that way. Please. I do have some pride. My neighbors are not going to see me with my car, with a pipe, trying to kill a mole. But I don't have that much pride. You've all seen the movie. Now this is my solution. This is where I come in with my time-proven solution. You have all seen the movie Walking Tall. Sheriff Buford Pusser, he had the stick.
Yep.
Dirty Harry had the Magnum 44. I've got the hammer. I've got the hammer, people. Let me show you how this works. There's that show, Be Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, or Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? I could care less about being smarter than a fifth grader. My goal is to be smarter than a mole. And I have done the research, and I have found out that moles basically are active between 9 and 11 in the morning. So I figured that I will go out and I will mash down all the mole trails. This is what I do. I mash them down. I will go out and monitor any new activity between 9 and 11. And it is amazing. That is the magical time. You will start to see new activity as they start to push those trails up. And when you see that, you go get the hammer. And you take that hammer and you get over the top and you wait for that last movement and bam! And all that anger just dissipates from you. So, try this at home. Save your lawn. Save your sanity. Holy moly, don't let it happen again. Full of Toastmasters.